farmers, welcome back to Selendra. Just about finishing up with the sorghum harvesting. And when I was harvesting that big field over there, I looked at these fields and thought we might get about 40,000 liters of sorghum off the fields. Well, I'll be happy now if we get 30. So that's currently where we're at. I think we'll hit 30, maybe. It's going to be very close, but 30 is what we're going to get. I might actually next season plant oats in all these fields just to see if I get 30,000 liters of oats. If I can get the same amount of oats as I do sorghum, then I might go ahead and just keep planting oats to feed that to the horses, and then we'll be good to go. I won't have any feed for the chickens, but we can create those two fields over there, the potato fields, as wheat or barley or whatever. Because if I get the same out of oats and sorghum, then I'd rather just do oats because we'll get straw, which, you know, we need for the horses, not that much. And then I can take the excess straw that we get and sell that in the wintertime just to make a little bit more profit off of it. But either way, the sorghum that we got is definitely going to help us out with not having to buy feed for the chickens. And also, the horses have been relatively fine, but yeah, we got a stockpile going. I did have another look at the two potato fields, and both of those fields combined would cost like 45, 46,000. I think I said last episode was like 40,000, so I was off by about $6,000. But after we get these fields harvested, we need to come back over here with the doits, and I want to put fertilizer down in these fields, and then we're going to lease the mulcher, and then we're going to mulch the fields. And then that way, when I go to replant, our direct drill seed drill will, of course, put the second stage of fertilization down, and then I won't have to worry about it at all for the rest of the year. Because on this series, we don't have weeds to have to deal with, so we should be all set there. Well, there's the harvest, and yeah, I'm not even sure I'm going to hit 30,000 liters. And these fields were just about in tip-top shape, 98% out of 100. But we got what we got. Not much we can do about it. I don't know. You know, I said 40,000, but I mean 30,000 could last us quite a while. I'm not really sure. I did have a second look at my pen. So the sheep pen and the chicken pen, those are maxed out. We're not going to get any more animals. So whatever they're consuming, it's not like they're going to consume more because they're maxed out. So we should be all set in that category, I think. All right, let me bring the harvester back, and then we'll bring the doits back. We'll dump that into the silo, and we'll see what our grand total is. Then we'll come back over here with a fertilizer spreader, get that fertilized. And then after I get it fertilized, I think I'm going to move on to the month of September. And then in September, we'll mulch the fields. It's going to be very close of getting to 30,000 liters, but fingers crossed that we can. Then after I drop off the trailer, I think I'm going to check on the workshop and see if I can put a bigger weight on the front of this doits. Let's see here. If I get on out and we walk on over, we should be able to see. Okay, so we got 32,675 liters off those three fields. So not too bad. I think I am done with the grain trailer for a while. So let me carefully back this into our silo bunker. Sneak that in there nice and tight. Now let's have a quick look at the workshop to see. I think I did put a weight on the front of this, at least some of the weight. Customize, configuration, passenger seat, front loader attacher. I got no. Roll bar, no. Passenger seat. You can actually have a passenger seat. Those are passenger seats apparently. Wheel setup is standard. Configuration, maybe. Ah, so I didn't have no weights on the front? Oh, no, we don't want the cabin. We don't want both. Alright, so we just want those weights right there, which is free. So 200 is the most I can do. I mean, 200 is better than nothing, and it costs nothing. So that works out. Alright, let's go get our spreader. I wonder if there's lime or fertilizer in that, or anything. Well, there is some lime into it, so I think what I'm going to do, I got some lime still here. I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to spread the lime where it's needed in the other field. Yeah, because I don't have that much. That way we just get rid of it. And then we'll head on back to the store and top off with fertilizer and start fertilizing those fields. And then, yeah, we should be all set to move right on to the month of September. The only thing I'm going to do, I am going to check the store once in a while to see if that mulcher comes up for sale. It's just under $17,000 brand new. So if it comes up in the store, even at 40% off, we should be able to afford it. And that way we can use it on the fields moving forward. Now the only problem with this is I can't really see, unless I keep going into the map, of where I need the lime spread. But it should be where it was between the fields, which would be like where this road is. So I should be facing right in front of where we need to spread the lime down in one spot. Needs lime. Yes, if I go straight up, I should use probably all of it. And there we go. I am kind of curious though, if I walk here, oh, I can't see how much of a yield potential we have. Yeah, it's not like precision farming where it's going to tell me right off, but we don't have no crop in here anyways, so it's going to be hard to judge that. But now it's time to go back to the store, top off with some fertilizer, see how far one tank gets us. Probably not too far. And I'm hoping I still have at least 10,000 in the bank account when I get done. Yeah, going through those bumps right there, having the weight on the front has helped out, because it used to get a little light in the front and the steering was not very active. And I was bouncing around quite a bit. $704. Yeah, so that buying station from Omatana is, I think, going by the base price of the game. A lot of the other buying stations I have, it says reduced price because you're buying in bulk, but the reduced price is very, very reduced price. Alright, let's see. Am I going to be able to see very well where I'm spreading the fertilizer? Kind of can. Just got to zoom out and look at the soil. Of course, if I put lime down, it'll be very easy because the lime will disappear. Alright, so we're not going through that much fertilizer. The rate seems to be going relatively down slow. So, yeah, I'm thinking we can get all these 3 fields done. And I gotta get the oat field done as well, because we gotta mulch that. So I think by the time I get done, I might still have over 10 grand in the bank account. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this done, because the only way I'm gonna be able to see where I've been is from a top-down view. I don't think actually having the map open, it's not like precision farming where we can see what we fertilize. This ain't gonna show us nothing. So having the map out is not going to help me. So I'm going to keep on going around. I'll have to keep checking the map to see how I'm doing. So I shall see you in a little while. Well, the first batch of solid fertilizer got me through the first 2 fields and the start of the third one. We'll check on the fertilizing state on the fields in just a moment and see how much I missed. I feel pretty good about the field that used to be a grass field. The first field I was in, we'll see. That was getting kind of hard. Straining my eyes a little bit, trying to see the difference in the color of the ground. The darker it is, I fertilize, the lighter it is, well, I haven't. But the good news is, for me, money-wise, yeah, I've only had to fill up now one more time, which you just saw. So this should get me through the rest of this field, and then go on over and we'll do the oat field. Yeah, it's very hard to see the color difference. I think sorghum is going to be the most difficult one to do because the stalks don't get chopped up when you harvest them. When we do the oat field, that should be easier because when I fertilize, I think it'll be very, well, you'll see when we get over there. Yeah, all the other crops kind of like leave a dust behind, and when we fertilize those fields, it's kind of like the lime texture. When we go over where lime is, it kind of disappears. The dust texture of the crop that we harvested before should disappear. Alright, so I think I got to go down this way and maybe come back one more time. I'm probably overlapping quite a bit in some areas, and that's okay, because I'm not going through that much fertilizer. Now, someone probably will ask, why not mulch the field so you can see the ground better and then fertilize? You can't, in the base game, unless they changed it, but you can't fertilize 2 times in a row. You got to change the ground state of the fields before you can fertilize twice. Well, this field actually came out pretty good. This field, I got a little spot here, a little spot there. And this field here, okay, not too bad. A spot there, a spot there, a spot there. But overall, I can live with that. Let's go do the oat field, and I should have, like I said, plenty of fertilizer. And the weights on front of the Deutz have helped out right through here where it gets a little bumpy when I'm going full speed. Yeah, I used to lift the front end off the ground a little bit, so I went to steer. I wouldn't steer, just move on straight, hit a tree. But now it doesn't quite do that as much. So the only thing really we got to do on the farm the rest of the year is, well, we got one more grass harvest to go. And then, of course, make sure the animals and the production buildings keep up doing what they need to be doing. And then the winter months come, and then we can sell our silage bales. And, oh yeah, the eggs in November as well. So this should be kind of easier to see. So you can kind of see where it's eliminating the dust on the ground. So a lot easier to see where you fertilized. Now, as for mulching the grass fields, a couple of you have told me there's a couple of mowers out there that when you mow the grass, it mulches it at the same time. So I may look into that, although I do want to try out the Vermeer mower. But yeah, I may, because of money situations, if I get a mower that mulches at the same time, which will add 2%, and if it mows and mulches at the same time, that's an added bonus, I think. Well, an added bonus, of course, for the 2% for mulching, but I mean, the bonus of being that, you know, you don't have to mow the grass, then go around later on with a mulcher. You can get 2 jobs done in one. So yeah, you can definitely see the difference in the texture in the ground on an oat field when you're fertilizing. Easy to see where you've been. We'll wrap up this field here and then get done for the month of August. Let's move right on through. I've already double-checked the production buildings. I don't have to go empty anything out. Everything should be good to go. Yeah, so I am thinking next year we'll plant oats in those sorghum fields to see if I get 30,000 liters of oats. And then if we can do that, then we'll continue doing that. And then maybe switch this field here over to wheat or barley for the chickens. And that way every field will get a straw off of it. Because with sorghum, we don't get any byproduct off of it. I mean, I would think that sorghum would harvest pretty good over oats. But maybe we get more money for the sorghum than oats selling on direct market. Well, that worked out rather well, getting all the fields fertilized, the first stage done. And I still got $12,500 in the bank account, but of course, as each hour passes, we are selling strawberries and getting a little bit of cash from the wind turbine. Yeah, let's go ahead and park this away. All right, let me just double check the store here. Well, a wrapper, but we don't need a wrapper. And we don't need a sprayer. Yeah, I think we're all set. I think we are all set. I'm going to fast forward to the evening hours, but double check again. But I shall see you in the month of September. So at noon in August, we had 12,600. Well, now 13,000. And we'll see where we end up in the morning. And morning's here, and there is rain in the forecast, but that shouldn't affect us too much. Although I'd rather not work in the field when it's raining out. And the rain won't be here 10 o'clock, so I got a couple of hours. I will slow down time like times 3. I actually got up before I went to bed around 14,500, but we dropped down to 12,600 overnight. Strawberries, those prices should be going up kind of soon. I mean, yeah, we're at the lowest price for strawberries. September, October are the worst. And then as we go up in the winter months, they'll get better. That's fine. As for the store, well, we don't need any of that stuff. So, no. Let's go here to mulchers. Scroll on down. And 5 meter wide. Needs 100 horsepower. We're going to lease this for a whopping $829. So that's going to require the Fiat. So let's head on down to the store, grab the mulcher, and get started on mulching the 3 sorghum fields and the oat field. Get us the extra, I think it's 2.5%, whatever it says. I would like to smooth out some of these bumps in this road there, but we don't own the land next to it, so until I do so, I can't smooth out those areas. I don't want to smooth it all the way out. Just want to get it a little bit better than what it was. I am thinking maybe during the winter months is maybe try the wood splitter one more time. I mean, we only did a couple of trees and we did actually earn some money, even though we did pay, was it $8,000 for the leasing fee? I have not mulched since like episode 3 of Elm Creek. So a year, we'll say like 15, 16 months ago, whenever FS22 came out. Well, the good news is 100 horsepower, it's all it requires. We got 185. And the Fiat didn't seem to struggle at all going uphill. A very good working speed, too.
You wanna ride on my wave just because it's fun. You wanna be in my space, too close to the sun, don't seem to care if it's safe. Well, that makes two of us. I'm so insane, and you like it. But you haven't seen anything yet. Now you're just beginning your trip to regrets. You might think you know me, but soon you forget. I'm too insane, and you know it. You got to learn to like me again and again, 'cause I will make you love me again and again. Just when you think you love me, you'll think again, 'cause I will make you hate me again and again. I'll say I'm fine when I'm not, just to mess you up. I won't be home when you want, and I won't pick up. You'll spend your time with your watch, counting down the clock. You'll go insane, and I like it. But you haven't seen all of me yet. Now I'm just beginning your work in progress. You might think you know me, but soon you forget. I'm too insane, and you know it. You got to learn to like me again and again, 'cause I will make you love me again and again. Just when you think you love me, you'll think again.
Well, I'm glad I got the 5-meter wide mulcher because it's taken a while. So if I got the narrower one, it probably took me over an hour, which means I have to pay the extra hourly fee. But we're getting it done. This should be done under the hour. And then I do want to hop on out and just check the field status to see what it says, because this field, like this one right here, should not need anything. So it should be fine. Meaning it should not need to be mulched, should not need to be plowed, limed, anything. Just got to wait until next year to plant some crops into it. And it's actually next month that I got to go ahead and cut the grass. I think it's next month. That's right, I got to get the wool on over to the spinnery. It looks like we got more than 4,000 liters over here. But today I did not get right to the wool. Usually I do it right at 8 o'clock first thing. Spinnery might actually be out of wool right now. And in a year or so, this field won't be as big because we're going to have a road going through here. We're going to have a road coming right from there over to that little section over there. That's where the training facility is going to go. So this field will be a little bit smaller. Yes, if I plant oats, I think we'll just have to wait until next spring before I start saying what I'm going to plant where. But those 3 fields that had sorghum into it, I'm going to plant oats into those. As for this field here and the 2 potato fields, which we have not bought or worked on yet, I'll figure out in the springtime. I got to see how much feed we go through during the winter months. I think planting wheat, though, in either this field or where the potatoes are, would be a good choice for the chickens. And then if we do really well on feed, I can put a crop like canola or soybean in this field here. And we can sell the crop straight up when the price is good, just to make a pure profit off the field. Well, in a sense, though, we're making profit in all the crops. Is that the crops are feeding the animals, which make the money for us. I bring this cultivator, when I bring this mulcher on back, I'll stop at the store and top this Fiat off with some diesel. And so far, the Fiat has been acting well recently again, so... which is good. I wish it would stay like this all the time, so I do like this tractor, other than the fact we have that issue. And I have been looking at some other tractors that people have been recommending to switch to. But this Fiat seems to fit what we're doing here really well. Although I think that if we do switch it on out, that Valtra, we may give that one a go. Although that will cost me some cash. That is $100,000. And selling the Fiat is not going to get me up to $100,000. I think the Fiat was only like $20,000. And we do got now 13, getting close to 14 hours on this one. So I probably only get like $12,000 for the Fiat. Yeah, so once we get the grass done, which will most likely be next episode, which is mowing and windrowing and then baling, we are pretty much done for the year. Other than just making sure the animals are all set and I keep up on the production buildings. Although I may have to get some of the money that we sell the silage bales in the winter. I'm going to have to buy some seed and possibly some fertilizer for the greenhouses to keep those going, although I think the greenhouses will be fine on the fertilizer for a good amount of time. And then next year, yeah, we'll get a lot of money from the fabric and of course the planks once again, and that will allow us to afford the training facility. I think the training facility next year will put that down no matter what. That way it's ready to go, and once our horses start reproducing, which they currently are, but they got a ways to go before they have offspring, we have the option of, once they have their offspring, to maybe bring a couple horses on over and start the training process, just to see, because even at this point I kind of forgot the money that they can bring in. It's not going to be extreme amounts of money, but it's decent enough to give it a go. And I think it's kind of interesting. Something different to do with the horses. Now we're getting awfully close, I think, to the 1 hour on this mulcher. I just keep thinking in my head, is it worth mulching a field when playing on hard economy just to get that extra 2%? In the long run, yes. I mean, if you're going to be on a, if you mulch the fields for 10 years, if you're on a farm for 10 years and mulching, I would say it pays off as long as you buy the mulcher outright and it's not that expensive. This one here is like just shy of $17,000. So just to get 2% off a field, it's going to take a while to get your money back that you paid for the mulcher. And of course, we're not using that much diesel, but it is part of it. I think if it was 5%, then, especially in hard economy, then it would just, it would be like, yeah, that would pay off. Because I think the longest I've been on a map, at least I can remember, in 22, I haven't been on that many, would be, East Vineland at this point. Maybe No Man's Land, too. That's been 8 years on East Vineland. Just got to remember in the stats, though, when they show you how many years you've been on a map, if you don't have the mod that allows you to start in April, you always start in August. So August to December is your first year on a map. So the first 6 months is actually a year. But East Vineland, I've been there now, according to the stats, 8 years. So, whoops, wrong page. No, lease. And let's see here. Oh, it just shows months. Okay, so I've only had that for half an hour. Seems like longer than that. So I had plenty of time. Either way, I'm done with that. I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, we're done with that. Send it on back. So I was going to bring it on back, but yeah, let's go bring the Fiat back. But before we do, let's go top it off with some fuel. I'm fine probably all the way until next season because I don't really need to use the Fiat for anything else other than transporting bales around. This would be, I think, the second time I refueled the Fiat. How much does it cost me to refuel it? 300 bucks? 200 bucks. Alright, so the only thing I need to do for the rest of the month is I need to bring the telehandler on over, grab the wool pallets, and get those over to the spinnery. Before I do that, I want to see if the spinnery still has wool in it. I want to see at the rate it's taking it. We are... at the current rate, we are going through the cotton faster than it's coming in from the greenhouse, which is fine, but it's just a little bit. I think when I upgraded or turned on the greenhouse to start making cotton again, we were at like 23,000 liters, and now we're down, last time I looked, like in the 21,000, so the greenhouse isn't quite keeping up with the spinnery, but that's fine. If it gets too low, just turn another greenhouse on the cotton, and we'll be very, very well off there. So if I turn high inactive, yes, we did run out of wool. That's fine. So yeah, so I'm down to 21,000. I'm losing about, well, not want to say losing. We're in the negative, like 500 to 1,000 liters of cotton coming into the spinnery. Wool, it's keeping up with, as we can see. The only thing I probably need to do before I go and quit for the rest of the day is go over to the production buildings, like the sawmill and the spinnery, and remove the spawn areas. So the storage, we're probably building up with too much in storage. I don't want the storage to get full, and now the production buildings turn off, because that would not be good for us. The chickens are doing really, really good in the eggs. Now that we got a full chicken coop, they should be making eggs relatively fast. Alright, so this time when I do the wool, I'm not going to try to grab two at once, but I still am going to bring two over at a time, because these pallet forks should be long enough to grab 2 pallets at a time. And that was getting the work done just in time, because 10 o'clock the rain's supposed to be here, and it's just about 10 o'clock. Can't see where my... There we go. Oh yeah, I didn't want to go in the field, I said. Wait, this field needs lime? I did not know that. How about if I turn that on? Alright, so it's little sections there and there. Alright, I didn't realize they didn't have lime turned on. That's why. All right, maybe I'll take care of that. I'm trying to figure if I want to do that or not. I mean, I got until we replant the field anyways. I probably should because I forgot what lime is. Is it 15% less yield? I think it might be 15% for those of you who do not do precision farming, which I've gotten really used to. I kind of forgot base game stats, but I think lime is minus 15%. Alright, that'll get the spinnery back up and going. At least as far as wool is concerned. Just because I'm trying to get all 3 pallets in one trip. So, yeah, we actually got 2,573 liters here, so that is actually 4,573 liters going into the spinnery. And I'm not going to take the road because the road's too bumpy and that top pallet will fall off, I think. Yeah, I think when I mow the grass, I'll go ahead and grab the spreader and get this entire field lined. That way it's all in sync. And that should be good for about 3 more harvests after that. Lime's not too expensive, so just get it done with. That is a good amount of the field that needs lime, so we'll get that done. Shouldn't take too long. And there we go with the spinnery. That should be good to go. 5,000 liters there. We actually got 4,000 liters in storage. Yeah, this is what we got so far. And we don't sell it until May, so that's going to be very, very good. I think last year we made $130,000, maybe $140,000 from fabric, and then we upgraded the spinnery. And now the sheep are making more wool per day or per month. So maybe $150,000 to $160,000 next year from fabric. That'd be very, very good. But I'm going to go around in this month of September, get the production buildings cleared on out, and items stacked on up. We'll get into the month of October to where the grass fields will be ready. Going to make nothing but silage, and then we'll put those over to the side over here. Shouldn't take us too long to do that. Then, of course, we will roll the fields as well. And then it's just moving on to the winter months and then selling some stuff. Like I said, the sawmill should be good. We're only using 5,000 liters per month. And right now we got 28,000 liters. I did get all the logs. Hello! I kind of forgot to check on you guys. Yeah, so from August to September, the spruce trees have sprouted. So they got 2 more stages to go. And I think we planted them in December. So we'll just say, if it's 9 months in between growth stages, we got a ways to go. It won't be until late next year, early the following year before these are ready to be cut. So, yeah, that's kind of a thing. I got to come in here with a stump grinder, get some stumps on out, and start planting some more trees, I think. But when these are full height, we will get more liters out of them than we were the other trees that were here. So we do have 40 more trees that we just planted about in May. I think it was May that we planted these. So these, sometime December, January, actually probably more like January, February, these will be growing. So yeah, we're going to have to maybe chop down those trees way over there and drag them on over. But we'll get that figured out when the time comes. Next step is to mow these fields, get them cut up, wrapped up, so we can have some silage bales to sell in January. We'll get that field lined up as well and make sure the animals are good to go. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.